welcome to Would I Lie to You, the show where it's fine to fib. On David Mitchell's team tonight, she says she'd rather be known for her journalism than her glamorous dress sense. Well, I'd rather be known for my comedy than for being a world-class lover. But we play the hand we're dealt. It's Emily Maitlis. And I'm not saying he went to a posh school, but the kids who had a packed lunch brought it in a hamper. From fresh meat and hit the road, Jack Whitehall. And on Lee Mack's team tonight, he's Carson the butler in Downton Abbey, a show that's meticulous in its attention to historical accuracy, even down to the colour of Lord Grantham's iPad. It's Jim Carter. He's won so many BAFTAs, he's the first man in Britain ever to finish a tin of Brasso. It's the satirist and broadcaster Armando Iannucci. And so we begin with round one, Home Truths, where our panellists each read out a statement from the card in front of them. Now, to make things harder, they've never seen the card before, so they've no idea what they'll be faced with. And it's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. Jim, you're first up, so would you please reveal all?
Right. As a method actor on the set of Downton Abbey, I like to remain in character all day and even help serve lunch to the cast and the crew as Carson.
Yeah, David, what do you think?
Right. Well, my immediate question is that I think on a big set like Downton Abbey with a lot of high-profile stars like Maggie Smith, there'd be an insurance issue with unqualified caterers serving lunch.
Nobody's ever told me there was an insurance issue. I don't do Maggie, I have to say. Maggie...
Do you bring her food, then?
I don't serve Maggie her food. What I do is I bring the food to the people on the dining bus, rather than go around to individual caravans or changing rooms.
Why do you think that helps your performance?
It just helps me stay in character somehow. I don't like to switch off. I lose concentration if I switch off. I just try to stay with it. It's tricky when you're serving things out of polystyrene plates, but it just helps me.
Well, I was going to say, 'cause if you want to inhabit the mind of the Edwardian or First World War butler, and you say, I am that person, and suddenly there's a camera, an HD camera and a boom in front of you, aren't you going to sort of scream, witchcraft, witchcraft? What is this madness? The aliens are here.
No, I would never dream of doing that, because I'm in the bubble, you know, so I don't notice those things.
Do you do it with every role that you play? So if you were doing a film about, say, like a man that liked wearing women's underwear, you would be committed to wearing women's underwear for the whole shoot?
You're the only person who's seen that film, Jack.
But you're a dresser, obviously, so you would dress all the male members of the cast that you tend to
I'm a butler,
as well.
madam. A dresser?
I mean, there are scenes in which you help Lord Grantham on with his
buttons.
pants.
Yeah, that's when the other valets have disappeared or are in jail or have been accused of murder and things like that.
Yeah, which is most
It's only in extremis that I do the cufflinks.
A butler will sometimes do that, I can vouch for that.
I think the problem with you, Jim, is you've got such a lovely voice. Everybody's happy, you're just sat there. You're sat there like this.
Yeah, you flounder in such an authoritative way.
Viewers will be pleased to know that Jim's answer is now available as an audiobook.
That method acting thing, though, is true. I met someone recently that was in Hollyoaks, and they were really stupid in real life as well. They do it all the time.
I knew someone in Hollyoaks, and his granny used to watch every episode, and he said, Granny, you please don't... So what he did was, if it was his last scene of the episode, he'd go like that, and that was Granny could switch off then, because she knew he wasn't in anymore.
So what do you think, David?
I don't think it's true. I think it's the sort of thing people make up about actors, and I think in this instance it would be very impractical. I think on a long, busy filming day...
You'd spill things, wouldn't you, the whole time? You'd spill things on your suit.
The last thing Jim would want to do is serve other people food.
Well, I think it's very feasible that an actor would do that sort of method thing, but I think Jim, having heard him and met him, he's such a cool cat. I imagine he's the kind of guy rocks up on set, gets handed the script, quick skim read, and then, in the words of Snoop Dogg, just drops it like it's hot.
I think he means it's a lie.
Do you know, thanks to you, we're reaching a whole different demographic.
So, they think it's a lie. Jim, truth or lie?
I do drop it like it's hot because it is a lie.
Yes, it was a big fat lie. Jim doesn't remain in character all day at Downton Abbey. Jack, you're next.
I once hid a girl in my bed whilst my entire family came into the bedroom to have a conversation with me.
Right, Lee.
Now, how old were you?
I was 18.
And a bit of a nervy question. How old was she?
No, she was... she wasn't. She was of age.
Of age?
Yeah.
44.
65.
No, she was just of a normal age.
She's been a normal age.
She's a normal age.
It's a bit ageist, isn't
For
it?
an 18-year-old
Are you saying that Rob's
boy.
abnormal?
Well, yeah, if Rob was in my bed, it would be a bit weird, but...
Actually, a lot easier to hide it. Just pop him in the pillowcase, throw him over your shoulder, off you go.
So, you'd had a lovely tender time with this young lady. The next morning arrived, the start of a whole new dawn, and she was secreted, hidden, under the duvet.
My dad comes in,
Knock,
and
knock.
I say, get under there.
Under there.
What did your dad say? No, Dad.
Who's this I've just found?
I don't want to have an awkward moment with my dad introducing him to this girl, so I said, why don't you just hide under there?
Was she a very thin girl? Because I would have thought you would have seen a body under a duvet.
Yeah. You see, you don't understand the kind of toggage that I'm rocking back at home. It's a very thick duvet. Like, yeah, plenty of...
Was it winter?
duvet to
Jack?
hide.
Was
Yeah,
it winter?
it was winter.
Because
I
there's
get very
nothing
cold
worse
at
than
night.
a heavy tog in the summer.
Oh, I hate it. But I have 2 duvets within the thing, and then
So
I take
do
one
I.
out. It's
So
such
do
a
I.
good
I take
method.
one away for the summer.
Yeah.
Stick it back on for the winter. It's a lovely way of doing
It's
it.
so
to make
good.
you, I'm sure.
God, is it always this boring, this show? Right. I'm just going to cut to the chase here. You two, watch him very carefully while I ask this question. What was her name?
Yeah, well, that's no proof. I can't say on TV.
Why?
Oh, very good.
I want to protect her modesty.
But do your whole
as I
family
did
come
on
into
that
your
morning.
bedroom
Oh,
often?
nice.
Do they just go, "Oh, morning"?
My dad
All
will
of
always
you,
come
yeah.
into my room,
Yeah.
and he always brings in the Telegraph and reads to me little extracts that he's found.
And then your mum's behind him, and then your brother and sister,
And then
can we listen?
What,
Can we
what
listen?"
happened this one morning was that my dad had received a round robin, so he came in to read me this letter. I said hide under the duvet. Then my mum came in with a cup of tea, and my dad was reading this letter, so he was like, "Oh, Molly, Barnaby, why don't you come in as well?"
Sounds like a rough family.
So they were all round the bed, and she was sort of hidden under there. It was quite a long letter as well, so I had to keep sort of giving her a bit of air. And then
You're doing that, were you?
yeah,
Is it a single bed or a double bed?
it's one of these ones that's like a small double bed.
Or like they're called single beds.
It was, yeah, it wasn't.
Is this the first time that had happened? Had you never
I'd had
been in
a
that
girl-
situation before? Or?
I'd brought a girl back before, but I'd been very careful to sort of sneak her out in the morning. I'd like distracted my dad, and then you just go,
Oh, so
go.
that was the plan. The plan was you were going to sneak her out without anyone noticing.
Through the
Yeah.
laundry chute?
I didn't know what a laundry chute is. The butler normally just takes it from the room.
Sorry.
No, but I was planning on sort of sneaking out and not having to deal with this situation.
Yeah.
And at the end, she was under there for too long. I had to let her out. Not let her out. That sounded like she wanted to be there initially.
The only way you can conceal someone lying under a duvet is to lie on top of them in exactly the same body shape that they are.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, I was sort of, I like sort of over her. No, I just like so I could, I had a bit of my body on her.
I don't like humans touching me.
Just a bit of.
All right, so what do you think, Lee?
OK, I think... Well, sorry, Jim. What do
True, I
you
think.
think it's true?
I'm borderline true, yeah, true.
Borderline
I'll go
true. Go on, then. We'll go with true.
You're going to say true? OK. Jack Whitehall, were you telling the truth or were you telling a lie?
It is a true.
Scandalous.
Yes, it's true. Jack did once hide a girl in his bed whilst his family came into the bedroom to have a conversation with him. Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. This week, each of David's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest, and it's up to Lee's team to spot who's telling the truth. So, please welcome this week's special guest, Benji. So, Emily, what is Benji to you?
This is Benji. He's helping me to fulfil my recurring dream, which is to do the splits.
Jack, how do you know Benji?
This is Benji, and last year he hypnotised me and a friend so that we could watch the Harry Potter films as though we'd never seen them before.
And finally, David, your relationship with Benji?
This is my ice cream man, Benji.
Oh, it's not, is it, David? It really isn't.
This, as I say, this is my ice cream man, Benji, and he calls me Two Flakes.
Go on.
Because he always gives me 2 flakes in my 99.
There we are. Lee, where do you want to start?
Well, I want to start with Emily, because I want to establish exactly what we're talking about. Are we talking about a reoccurring dream you have and you want to get rid of the dream, so he's helping you somehow with that dream, or it's a lifelong dream to do the splits?
It's a recurring dream, and he's helping me to get flexible in it. You need to be... Don't need to do the
So
splits, you need to
it's
get
not to do with your mind, it's to do with your body. It's trying to help you achieve your goal of actually doing the splits.
Yes, that's right.
What angle have you got to so far?
What, right leg or left leg?
To produce an angle, you need both legs. Trust me, that's my chapter line.
If it was the box splits,
Yeah.
Box split.
which is where you're da like facing forwards,
Yeah.
not at all.
No.
If it's that way,
Yeah.
left, not bad.
Right.
Okay.
That way could do better.
So your best one is what? Your right leg forward and your left leg back?
Left leg. I
Great,
think.
well, let's make it easy for you. Do that one.
No, I'm not very. I can't. No, the point is.
What? What is the point?
The point is, it's a recurring dream.
That's really weird. I have a recurring dream with you doing the splits in here as well.
I have a recurring dream that I'm a piece of cheese and a womble's chasing me. I don't wake up and then go up to the nearest man and go, I don't suppose you could dress as a womble, I'll dress as a piece of cheese and you chase me. You don't then try and do it.
Maybe you should.
There are different sorts of dreams, though, aren't there? There are dreams you want to come
You're
true.
not going to break into song again, are you, David?
So what's he teaching you to do then? Is it Pilates? Is it...
Well, it's about the technique.
It's Pilates.
Oh,
Don't give a multiple choice.
Have you had enough now of Emily? Do you want to move on?
Never have enough of Emily.
All right.
David, can I ask you a very mundane question? How much does Benji charge you for a double flake 99?
He charges me £1.50.
How much to the regular customer is a double flake ice cream?
A double flake ice cream is not available to the regular customer.
What thoughts went through your mind when he... Presumably there was a time when he said, I'm not going to give you just 1, I'm going to give you 2.
Basically, my thoughts were a mixture of pleasure and embarrassment. So, like in so many scenarios.
How often is Benji in your area? I mean, how many times a week does he service your street?
Benji's ice cream van is often parked in at a certain place.
Yeah.
Where is
I
this-
am
where is this
often
place?
Passing by Queen's Park in northwest London.
And why are you regularly passing Queen's Park in northwest London?
Because I often walk that way from my flat to the BBC.
Who affected the introduction, David? I mean, who proffered the name Benji? I mean...
Well, Benji proffered his own name.
Did he? In what circumstances?
Benji recognised me in my capacity as someone who has been on television. And, yeah,
When were you on television?
Is it sad when summer's over? Do you know when it's the last time you and Benji will be
No, I think
together for another year?
I think, thankfully, it's never quite clear which time will be the last time. I think, in a weird way, we're both better off for not knowing.
Yeah.
So, just so to be clear, Benji offered you 2 flakes once because he's
Yes.
a big fan
Yeah.
of your estimable body of work. And that sentence wouldn't work without "of work" at the end, would it? And then gave you the name. You didn't say, "Oh, look at me, I'm David Two Flakes." You didn't do that.
Yes.
He gave you the name.
No one knows, Rob, better than you how desperately keen I am to develop some sort of catchphrase. But in this scenario, it wasn't me, no.
So
and I think actually it wasn't the first time. I wasn't given the name Two Flakes by Benji the first time.
Well, of course not. That would be
It
madness.
sort of developed probably the second or third
Fourth
time.
or fifth, surely. You need a pattern to have developed.
Some sort of pattern had developed.
Has he ever
No.
offered to put anything else on your cone?
No.
OK, let's move on to Jack.
Jack, remind us again of your connection.
Benji hypnotised me and a friend so that we could watch the Harry Potter films like we'd never seen them before.
So you've obviously seen what? You've seen them all?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm a massive pothead.
Right. And you were so desperate to watch them again that you got... Well, I mean, what is obviously a professional hypnotist or a friend who can do it?
Well, basically, last year when Deathly Hallows Part 2 came out and it was the end, it was really sad. And I was going through quite a bad time. And I was also trying to give up smoking. And Benji was actually helping me doing that. And we were talking about that. And I said, what else have you done? You know, hypnotised other people to do other things? He said, yeah, well, he'd done it to someone that had watched Star Wars and then enjoy that experience. I was like, that sounds amazing. Could you do that for me and some friends to watch?
I think
the Harry
after
Potter
this show,
films?
people are going to want to use his services. When he's hypnotising you, what happens?
Well, he puts you into a sort of transient
How?
state.
Is he dressed as a wizard?
How does he get you
We
into
were
a transient
dressed.
state?
No, we weren't.
What does he do?
When he talks to you, he relaxes you.
What does he say?
Well, I can't remember. I was in a
He's
transient
good, isn't
state.
he?
What's it going to be, Lee? Who do you think
I don't know.
it
Listen, it's either two flakes or two legs. Definitely.
Not Harry Potter, then?
I don't...
no.
Draco Dorman Nunquam Titilandus. Yeah, oh, couple of potheads in. That is, of course, the Hogwarts school motto. Never tickle a sleeping dragon.
Right.
I tell you what, that's a good memory, considering you've technically only seen it once.
Right, we need an answer. Lee's team, is Benji Emily's splits teacher, Jack's mind-wiping hypnotist, or David's flaky friend? What are you going to say?
Oh, this is tough because they're all so not true. We're going to go for the most ridiculous answer. We're going to go for Jack.
You're going for Jack?
Yeah.
You're saying
gonna
it's
go for
Jack? You're saying it's Jack, it's
Yeah.
the hypnotist, it's the Harry Potter... Oh, OK. So, Benji...
Emily. Change it to Emily.
Change into Emily.
It's Emily.
What are you saying? You're saying it's Emily, it's the splits.
Jack, we'll go for Jack. Will we go for Jack?
I tell you what, we'll just tell you. It doesn't matter.
What are you saying?
We'll go for Jack.
Jack, yeah.
Jack.
You're saying Jack?
Jack.
OK, right. Benji, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm Benji, and I've been helping Emily achieve her dream of being the splits.
Wow. Wow. And the obvious next question is, would you be willing to give us a quick splits?
Of course.
Whoa! Thank you very much, Benji.
Thank you.
Which brings us to our final round, quickfire lies. We start with David.
Last year, I was forced to abandon the purchase of a new armchair mid-transaction because the shop assistant used the terms well gel and amazeballs.
What does well gel and amazeballs actually mean? I wasn't
know.
asking you, Jack.
Amazeballs.
What? I've never heard. Have you heard
Does
the phrase
amazeballs mean good?
Yeah, it's like amazeballs means good.
Good.
And well gel is from Towie.
From what?
For what?
Oh, shut up. You must know what I'm talking about.
You mean the only way is Essex? What does well gel mean?
Jealous.
So he's selling you an armchair. What shop are you in? first of all?
It's a place on the Kilburn High Road.
Right.
I don't know the name of it.
That's fine, that's vague enough.
Good.
OK.
It's like a sort of second-hand furniture, junk kind of place.
Of course, things aren't going well, David. Of course you're going to get out... you're going to get out Kilburn High Street to buy a second-hand chair. So he's trying to sell you the chair, right? And
I'm trying to buy the chair.
you're trying to buy it?
Yeah.
And in what context does he say you're well gel?
He was talking on his mobile.
But how did...
To who?
I don't know.
But are you saying that you abandoned the transaction because you were put off by his...
I was put off, I mean, by the poor customer service, by not really understanding a lot of what he was saying.
And was amazeballs, was that part of the transaction
It
with
sounds
you?
so wrong coming out of your mouth.
What sort of chair was it? A Chesterfield, a low-back chair?
Is there a Chesterfield chair?
No.
I thought that was a sofa.
Well done, I was testing you.
Oh, good.
Well, if you're a really fat
The
bloke-
armchair round I've been hoping for.
So what are you going to say, Lee? Is he telling the truth?
What do we think?
I think this has got the ring of truth about it. He wouldn't be able to cope with the conversation with OMG and amazeballs and well gel in it.
No.
I think it would physically upset
Physically
him.
upset him.
Yeah.
But did you leave specifically because he said amazeballs? Was that the point where you just thought, I've had enough?
It was the fact that he was talking on the phone, the fact that he was saying things I didn't understand, the fact that I was just in general stressed at talking to someone I hadn't been formally introduced to.
So what's it going to be?
You're saying a lie,
say it's
you're
a lie.
saying true. I'm going to say... lie.
You're saying it's a lie. David, is it the truth or is it a lie?
It is a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. Last year, David didn't abandon the purchase of a new armchair because the shop assistant used the terms well gel and amazeballs. Next. It's Armando.
Oh. I once had to abandon my car in a safari park after a baboon climbed through the sunroof, lay down on the back seat and fell asleep.
OK, so where in the safari park is the car?
In the lion enclosure.
Where in the safari park is the car?
It's...
Where do you think it is? In the baboon area.
Are you answering for that, Tina? It could have been in the car
stupid
park.
question.
It could have been in the escape.
What would the baboon be doing in the car park?
The baboon
Yes.
may have escaped.
Yeah, but you can assume it wasn't a
I'm
car
not
park.
saying that the answer, the baboon enclosure, would have amazed me.
Do you wonder perhaps if
I didn't expect to have to defend myself to this extent without owning questions.
it's a stupid question? Where do you think he was? The gift shop?
If it's a stupid question, cut it out in the edit.
No, it'll be left in to show you for the
Where?
charlatan that you are.
In the safari park was your car. The baboon area. Thank you. As I suspected.
All right, so anyway, back to where we were now. Where were we?
In the baboon area! So, why was the sunroof open?
It wasn't. It
Let
wasn't.
me mime it for you. Why was the sunroof open?
Is that how you think sunroofs work nowadays?
When was the last time you had a car?
Why don't we all open our sunroof? Let's get the audience opening their sunroof as well. Come on, let's all open our sunroof together. Emily, open your sunroof, girl.
I'm sorry, it's still a bit hot in here. Shall we open the windows?
Quite genuinely,
Okay.
I can't drive a car. In my childhood, we had a sunroof. You owned it like that.
Now you open them like this.
Yeah.
Rob puts his hand up and says to the chauffeur, can you open the
Anyway, why was the sunroof open?
Well, we didn't realise it was open.
Right.
That's what we did in our car.
Okay.
You're as bad as each other, you two, aren't you? The sunroof isn't there, is it?
Okay.
You've just
No,
done
the
that.
bu-
You've just
no.
opened the boot and let the baboon in.
So you're in there. You didn't know that the sunroof was open.
No.
What
We
happened
had
next?
it was a hot day,
Hot day,
and
of
the air
course.
conditioning wasn't very good, and we had young kids in the back, and
And an extra one suddenly.
had the sunroof open. We thought we'd shut it, and it turned out later it was still open by about that much.
The sunroof's open that amount. You're driving slowly
yeah.
through the baboon enclosure.
Yes.
The kids are in the back.
Yes.
And you didn't see the baboon in it. So this is a stealth baboon. Right.
What alerted you to its presence?
As we were leaving the baboon area,
Where were you going?
we were going to the giraffe area, and you can actually get out and feed the giraffes.
Right.
But my wife, who was driving, just suddenly looked in the mirror and said, "Arm." I'm known as Arm at home.
Right.
Arm?
Yeah, Arm.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I thought you meant because she had no arms. She would have been driving, wouldn't she? There's a baboon! Oh, you doing without driving?
Wouldn't be able to open the sunroof either.
You deal with it, Arm! Bloody Arm!
Oh, what's that? I turned round and saw a sleeping baboon.
And your kids are in the back as well.
Why did they not
How many
notice?
children?
It was a seven-seater. They always want to go right at the back.
Ah, so there was a whole middle tier for baboons.
For baboons.
But your kids didn't notice a baboon crawling in.
Of course they noticed.
But they didn't say
They
it.
were loving it.
They're saying, don't tell them. They'll hate the baboon for some reason. If you're all against wild animals in the car.
If you're 4 and 2 and an animal gets in your car and sits and sleeps in front of you.
Yeah.
They're getting the big purple backside.
This for them.
Because they're in the back, they're going, this 3D film's brilliant.
And how did this all resolve itself?
Well, fortunately, the next enclosure was the giraffe enclosure, and you can get out, and there were people there.
And the giraffes ate
Giraffes
the
and
baboon.
zebras, yes.
One of the warders...
Yes.
Jim's giving us a lovely giraffe.
sorry.
So one of the warders came and what did they shoo it out?
Both doors open. They slid open, and it just scarpered out.
What are you thinking? We need a decision. We need truth or lie. What are you going to say?
What do you think, Emily?
I think it's true.
Do you have a clue, Jack?
I think it might be true. It's pretty detailed.
I think we're going to say true.
You're going to say true?
Yeah.
You're going to say true. Armando, truth or lie?
It was all a big lie.
Yes, it's a lie. Putting a baboon through a sunroof is the brand new game show next on ITV2. And that noise signals time is up. It's the end of the show, and I can reveal that Lee's team have won by 3 points to 2. And my individual liar of the week this week is Jim Carter. Yes, Jim Carter, honestly, he's so dishonest, he'd steal the shirt off your back, then iron it and lay it out on the bed with the rest of your morning suit. Good night.
Is getting on like a house on fire. The Graham Norton Show at 10:35, and later highlights of the second quarter final, Germany v Greece on Match of the Day at 11:30.